Alright, so yesterday patch 1.2.0 came out to playtesting, and we're gonna check out the patch first, and then check out how the patch, like we're gonna check it out on paper first, then in-game a bit as well. This is a public playtest, so everybody can, if you so desire to, check out the patch yourself, and you do that by going to Steam, right? You go to your games, you go to Grim Dawn, you go to properties, and then you go to betas over here, and then you go into like playtesting branch. To enable this branch, you have to enter a code, and the code for that should be still here in the forums, right? Under public testing FAQ, right? And this one right here, right? City Builder Elite is the code. Enter this one there, and then you can also access the playtesting, and if you would like to, well, play it ahead of the actual official release and check it out and give feedback on the forums, or, well, I mean, yeah, the forums is usually like the best spot to do it. Anyway, this patch features mostly a physical resistance revamp and some other minor changes. So major feature is physical resistance has been rebalanced across the entire game. Physical res is now available in more restricted gear slots in smaller amounts. To compensate, monsters deal less physical damage. This change was made to narrow the gap between builds capable of stacking excessive amounts of physical resistance and those that struggled to get physical resistance in the first place. This of course means that A, it is harder to get physical resistance, and B, armor is more powerful than before, because the less physical damage enemies deal, the more percentage-wise of the total attack your armor is gonna absorb, right? So this is basically a buff to armor and a nerf to physical resistance. And also that generally like makes builds be less reliable on physical resistance. How much this affects casters versus like builds that can just stack physique, or like not physique, that can just like, you know, equip heavy armor, let's say like that, and have like high armor values naturally because of that, is yet to be seen. The patch came out like yesterday. I haven't played it myself at all yet, so we'll see. Most consumables are now organized into 3 categories. This is one of the things that they announced for Fangs of Aztekar, and it's one of the changes that apparently is already going into the, like, coming to the game ahead of time, ahead of Fangs of Aztekar. Elixirs, oils, and tinctures. These 3 categories now share cooldowns, and you can only benefit from 1 elixir, oil, and tincture at any given time. So yeah, in the past, people, or like up until this patch, right, you would usually oil yourself up with like all the oils that you could get, right, and all the elixirs and so on, like drink everything, and that's how you would do like super bosses and so on. So now these are a bit more, well, maybe a bit more like strategic decisions. You have to like actually like think about which ones do you want, or like which one benefits you the most, because before you could just like click on all of them and just have all of them, right? There wasn't like much like brain power needed for that, and now you would have to decide which ones do you actually want, which ones do you not want. Pick the best 3 and that's it. Yeah, ideally, right, the best would depend on the encounter. Whether or not that's true, we'll see, right? Like, it might still be like you just equip the best 3 that are always the best and not care about anything else. But it might depend on the encounter, it might depend on your build. We'll see. Yeah, I honestly was honestly like looking forward to this a lot, because also all consumables have like 900 seconds now, right? Like all are 900 seconds now, which should be like enough time to, like, you know, defeat a boss on like any reasonable build, on any reasonable like player skill level as well, right? So you don't have to like reapply your tinctures and fumble through your potions during a boss fight anymore, ideally, right? Because usually no boss fight should like last longer than 15 minutes. And for SR, this is also great because like an SR run should also never like really take longer than 15 minutes as well. That would be nice. Hello, welcome guys. But they will make an equipped slot for consumables to eat them automatically. We'll see about that. I kinda doubt it actually, because I mean the skill bar, you know, you have like 2 skill bars already, right? And with 900 seconds it only like takes you to like press the button to switch skill bars, then press the 3 buttons for you to have your pots, and then to switch back. I think they won't do that actually, because I think the game has enough quality of life already in place. Or like at least in this specific situation, I don't think the game needs more quality of life, personally. And I can't see the developers thinking otherwise, or like thinking that there isn't enough quality of life and they need to like invest resources into creating like more UI elements that support that quality of life. I don't think that's gonna happen. It's just gonna stay as it is. You have like the potions in your bag, like in your inventory, and then you put them on your bar and you like press them. You only press 3 of them once per SR or like per boss fight now. Shattered Realm. Fixed an issue where pet deaths were contributing to the Shattered Realm carnage timer bonus. That's an interesting bug. Yeah, let's turn on the music a little bit. There we go. Crucible increased effectiveness of Thunder on Gladiator difficulty by 15%, so Crucible is getting a little bit harder. With Thunder getting buffed there a bit. Reduced pet bonuses on all blessings. These are the bonuses that apply to pets even after resummoning. So pets slightly nerfed for Crucible, I guess. Okay. Tag sets now include style tags, which list when listing the item that are part of them. This is to distinguish between sets that use low-level items and their mythical versions. Okay. Sets now include style tags when listing item. Okay. Oh yeah, so like you see now, is this like a mythical XYZ or like a non-mythical XYZ in the set as well. I have quit Elastic Book forever. I have not. And the last video I made was not to like shit on Ellie, it is to spread awareness for like bugs that exist and that they probably should fix as soon as possible rather than like waiting until like a next season or cycle. I think the game is tons of fun. And I will continue playing Ellie. And I will continue making builds for Ellie and having fun in the game. But right now, I mean, this patch is out in Grim Dawn, and I will also like continue to make Grim Dawn content, right? So we'll just like, you know, stream and make content for whichever game I enjoy more at the given moment. Ellie hater, yeah. I mean, I specifically said in the video, like, even that the changes I did to like keys and XP tomes, I think is a good change. I know like people are upset about that too, but I don't think like people should be upset about that because it's like a good change. It's just like not a change that should have like that high of a priority over like some other changes, which is why like feels kind of weird that change is in there and others aren't. But yeah, either way, let's continue with this patch notes instead, right? Modding. This is huge for modding. Honestly, this is finally there. Something that we asked for a long time, and it's finally there. And now you can have skill transmitters that specifically target sub-skills, basically. Right, like alternative item skill modifiers they can have that assigned. So for example, if you have now like a skill, like say for example, like Blackwater Cocktail, right, couldn't be like properly transmuted with skill modifiers, and also like visually not transmuted because of, for example, high potency, making the whole like skill or like projectile swap animation like, I don't know, basically not work, right? It would like basically not work properly. And Reeks of Lies, same thing here, right? And I haven't 100% like properly looked at the files yet, but I'm pretty sure this also means that, for example, you can target Vile Eruption, which is like a sub-skill of the Reeks of Lies. So you can have like a skill modifier that like directly also converts Vile Eruption. And also visually changes Vile Eruption. You can even have something that like, you know, changes Reeks of Lies, the base skill from like, for example, Acid to Fire, but like converts Vile Eruption from like Acid to Lightning, like both on the same item and stuff like that. So there's some pretty interesting tech, and this was something that we have been asking for since a long time, and it's finally there. So that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, here for example also Reeks of Lies and Blackwater Cocktail now have new visuals when used with skill modifiers that change their damage. Like these are examples that already exist in the game, but yeah, you can have like, or Viles might as well, like these 3 items are like skills rather, are the prime examples that exist in the base game. We have like conversions on items, but they don't convert like the sub-skills like Volcanic Stride or like the the Cocktail Transmitter or Vile Eruption from Reeks of Lies and so on. I hope they didn't forget about Fire Strike's sub-skill, right, Brimstone, but I'm pretty sure like Brimstone should also be like changeable now. and that is gonna be tons of fun for you to enjoy visually and for us modders to work on. Shields now reduce incoming damage greater than the shield block amount by 100%, up from 70%. So in the past, shields used to block 100% of the damage value if the incoming damage was lower than the block amount. But if the damage was like at least 1 damage point higher than the block amount of your shield, the shield would only absorb 70% of its block value. And now that's buffed, so shields have been buffed, right? So shields and armor basic buffed this patch, and physical resistance nerfed. The thing is though that shield block values are still kinda tricky to invest in, or like kinda high investment for what you get, or like so that you actually get something in return. So like if you're not a soldier, shield block maybe it's not in the best spot right now, but it will require some testing, of course, and maybe, you know, like maybe some casters that have like low physical resistance or like low armor could even like benefit from shields now. Who knows? Probably not, but maybe.
Still in a GD patch.
Yo, Frosty Dark, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the resub. Yes, we're looking at the new patch that came out yesterday. Yo, Chandra, today you completed building your dual Redneck Oppressor and Ultimate. Thanks for the gunslinger build. Yo, you're welcome. Glad you enjoyed the game and the content and the build. Alright, let's look at the actual items, right? So, first of all, we're gonna look at the craftable items, like the yellow items like Stoneclad Greaves, Playguard Grips, and Emigard Gauntlets. These were very often used for endgame builds because you could like craft pretty good affixes on them rather easily, and they're pretty like great like green items, right? Emigard Gauntlets, they have lost their physical resistance, Playguard Grips have lost their physical resistance, and the Stoneplate Greaves have also lost their physical resistance, and now they have like OA, and DA on the boots. This is obviously a pretty big nerf, pretty significant nerf to all of these items, and it goes in line with like the other changes in the game. Same goes for now affixes like Dominators, Formidable. They have lost their physical resistance. This one gained % armor. Dominators gained % health, right? So this is the pet prefix. Will probably be only used for pet items, like for pet builds now on Formidable. % armor is greater, like better the more flat armor you already have. So it's generally a better item for like a tank build or like, you know, like melee soldier builds or something like that. It could still be like good for like many melee builds, honestly, even like maybe non-soldier builds. Because like getting % armor is otherwise not that easy. So, Earthbound, no more Physiras, now has DA. So basically what they did is like overall they replaced like Physiras with either health, DA, or armor for the most of the most of the items. The ones that have been replaced with health and DA obviously make those affixes also tankier against like non-physical damage, right? So this could be considered a buff for like non-physical damage. However, of course, you will be squishier against physical damage, which has been reduced across the board, but like by how much and how it will actually like feel like in game, we'll see, right? This also means Glacial on offense has no more physical resistance. I guess the same goes for Destroyers. Yeah, like Destroyers and like Glacial were like the physical resistance prefixes for offense. Both of those are gone. This one has nothing in return. This one got plus to the Demon Fire at least. Glacial on shields has less Physiras. Hoarfrost on shields has less Physiras. Movable, Infernal, Keepers. So all the rare ones have like 6% now. The Overseer prefix on Helmet has now pierce resistance instead of physical resistance. That's a huge nerf as well. I mean, Overseer might still be good because of the armor absorption values. Right, that's still not bad. But Formidable might be better, honestly. Depends. Sandstorm, also no more Physiras, now has mirror bonuses, okay. Stonehide reduced Physiras to 6% on shields. What I'm not seeing here, and this is a little concerning, where's durable? Where's durable prefix? Why is durable not getting nerfed? Huh? Did he forget about the most important prefix on shields? It is? Where's durable? They missed a couple on this patch, it's getting fixed. Yeah, he sure missed that one. Yeah, durable is like more important than all the rare ones, dude. Oh well. Good thing this is only playtest and not like official release yet, right? Otherwise I could like go mad about this, just like I go mad about like last epoch patches. But hey, it's only playtest after all. Seal of Might, replace Fizarus with 8% armor in the granted skill. Okay, I see. You know what like all this like percent armor leads me to? It is... like, what kind of like builds that does like percent armor benefit from? Like which kind of builds benefit from percent armor, right? It is builds or classes that have flat armor in their skill tree, right? Like Nightblade has flat armor. Shamans have flat armor, right? Where the fuck is it? Like down here, right? Your Dervish is sitting at 4.8k armor now. What the fuck? Oathkeeper has like... does it have... oh yeah, wait. Yeah, it's up here, yeah. Oathkeepers, right? Safeguard. Soldier actually has... percent armor, right? But no flat armor, right? Wait, does it have flat armor? It doesn't, right? So, Soldier actually doesn't benefit really that much from this change. But Nightblade, Shaman, and Oathkeeper do. And that's probably fine. Okay, but Soldier has like better shield bonuses, right? So Soldier is like benefiting like a lot more generally than like the other classes from the shield buff. So I think overall that's fair. Okay, what do I want to check out? I want to check out like Seal of Blades, right? Seal of Blades also gives you armor right now, right? Seal of Blades gives you also 8% armor. Wait, so Seal of Might gives you the same armor as Seal of Blades now? Huh. That seems a bit low, maybe? I mean, Seal of Might still gives you like more resistances though. And it does have like the conversion if you're like playing physical, that's still like great, right? Warlord now have like 6k armor? Maybe more like 8k, but... I mean, the thing is though, like for example, Archons are getting more armor compared to like Warlord. Like they get like a higher increase. Probably. Anyway. No more Seal of Might physical resistance. And this also hurts like pet builds and casters quite a bit. Like generally I feel like right now, with the changes that I'm seeing so far, is that armor stackers and shield users are getting like some kind of compensation. But casters, not so much yet. So maybe casters will feel squishier against physical damage than before. We'll see. Maybe there's some other things that were going on though. Blaze Rush reduced Fizarus, Bismuth, Storm Shroud, Cuirass, removed Fizarus, Claw of Hagaraz, replaced Fizarus for pets, and 20% health for pets. Does he have like a proper overview that says like in this slot you have Fizarus and this one you don't? Like which slots lost Fizarus and which ones can still have Fizarus? Like Relics, for example, apparently none of them have Fizarus now, unless they missed some, which might very well be the case. Weapons appear to have Fizarus still, shields can also still have Fizarus, offhand can't. But shields can have Fizarus. I mean, these changes here lead me to believe that like boots or gloves don't have Fizarus anymore. Okay, let's just continue here. Because there are other changes that are not only like physical damage related. So this one's like health for pets, added Vit decay for Blade Arc. Okay. Blade Arc buff or Vitality decay, I mean... This seems like a probably negligible number, but I mean it's good. Mark the Shadow Queen, added +2 radius for Aura Sensor. Okay. I mean, I don't think this was needed, but I mean, this seems like nice quality of life for like ranged characters, for sure, for sure. Increase weapon damage modifier for Ignifier to 25%. Okay, Ignifier buff on itemization. That's, I think, very welcome. Aether Weaver removed physical resistance. Word of Solar removed summon limit modifier for some... Wait, hang on. It's like some Vitality build but nerf. It's like Vitality Oppressor build nerf, right? I mean, Zentai wants to, ideally with this patch, increase build diversity by making builds not have to spec into physical resistance as much as before. That's like the goal of this patch, I believe. Yeah, so this is getting removed. So rip Vitality Oppressors, in a way. Like, at least it's like a big nerf. All the Rex, they lose their physical resistance and they gain like regen or health do increase physical damage, okay. Oh yeah, one other thing, right, if like physical resistance is getting nerfed across the board, is that reflect resistance is more important now, especially for internal trauma builds, right? You need more reflect. That gun is actually buffed? Holy shit. Okay, monster frequency. Ascended Authority. Replace total speed modifier for Guardians Superior. Reduced rather. To 25%. Dude, Guardians are getting nerfs like top left, right, and center. I don't know why, but okay. Fizarus. Replace with heal. Reduce weapon damage to Shattering Smash to 33%. That's a reasonable nerf. And Shattering Smash needs like a nerf. Whether on the weapon or on the skill itself. I mean, this is the weapon. Bloodsworn Scepter, replace bonuses to Solar's Witchfire with +3 to Witch to second right and increased bonus to the destruction to +3. That's the Chaos, the Chaos Sigil Scepter. And yeah, second right makes more sense because here is the percent Chaos damage, here would be flat Chaos damage. And it's a spell, so like percent is what you want, not flat. Bismuth Sect Leg Guards, replace Fizarus for pets with HP, replace Fizarus with armor. 12% on this though, that's pretty huge. Huh. That's like more than Seal of Might. No, that's crazy. Fizarus on Mogdogan's Plank with total speed. I mean, total speed is not bad either. This item was crazy before, I mean, it's still probably crazy to be honest. Death Whisper Hood, reduced modifier to resilience to 6%. I don't mind it like still existing on like circuit breakers, to be honest. That seems fine. Flash Warp Archive, Carbine. Removed Fizarus for pets, slow rest, removed Fizarus. 10% HP to Reckless Power, okay, okay. Leaf Main Horn, Leaf Main Trophy. So offhands are getting like 50% conversion instead of like the weird like 45. Which I guess is fair. Namadeus Horns, replace Fizarus modifiers for PB and Vindictive Flame with 200 armor modifiers on them. Huh. This is kind of interesting because like... getting flat armor Especially early, it's like actually even better than before. Like for leveling, early levels, this is crazy good. Later on, of course, is worse than before, but you can still like scale this up nicely with like percent armor from like, you know, seal of, well, blades or might. Probably blades in this case now. Yo, The Darkness and Olivier, welcome guys. And Tauran, welcome. 2 days ago I watched your live and I really liked the character you was using. Oathkeeper, Occultist, Aegis of Menhir. It's I probably played like one of the top 20 builds, right? Like the Aegis, Retaliation, Spam, Sentinel. Was it Chaos or Acid? Do you remember? There's like two. There's 2 Sentinels that I played. Either Chaos or Acid. No, I mean I played both on stream, right? But not sure which one he's talking about here. Because I also played the Rata Spam Aegis version, like the Acid one. Now there's Horns replaced. Oh yeah, we already read that one, right? Knight's Herald replace Viscerus with health. Okay. Horn replace Viscerus with health. So the theme seems to be that like for character types that can stack armor, he's replacing Viscerus with armor, and for more like either caster or pet damage, or like yeah, caster or pet build types, he's trying to replace Viscerus with HP. And I don't think that's a bad idea. That does seem like a decent idea. I think more thematic would be like percent absorb for casters and pet stuff, but eh. Rift Clotheslines replace Viscerus with 10% armor for Spectral Binding. Holy fuck. 10% armor. I mean, that's not a lot of armor for sure. Rudnick's Blaster nerf. Wait, what? Monka. From 8% to 5% attack speed. I mean, it is a nerf, right? It is a nerf. It's not a big one, but it is a nerf. Hugenenborg Repeater. Also nerfed from 8 to 5% attack speed. The funny thing is, on this one it doesn't matter at all, right? Like, it's the Aegis item, right? What? You don't use attack speed on this one anyway. Because Aegis is like casting speed, right? Nobody cares about the attack speed on that one. So this one is like a whatever nerf, doesn't even matter. Spectral Crown, reduced percent HP, increased percent HP for pets to 16%. Again, like removing Viscerus, getting HP instead. Warden's Judgment, removed Viscerus for pets. When you go Glare, reduced physical damage for Shattering Smash to 100. Makes sense. As the current Cleaver, replaced Viscerus with DA. Yeah. Black Steel Gauntlets, RIP. Not even any compensation at all, not even DA. I guess you would like want OA on these, not DA. Blaze Seer, set reduced fire damage bonus to 15. Blaze Seer, crust removed fire damage. Monka. It's a blue, like, ring metal belt set, right? Like, no, ring metal belt set. Burwich Peacekeeper, removed Viscerus. What is that even? Some fucking epic item that like nobody ever uses, right? What? Why is this even getting a nerf? Anybody like ever use this item? I mean, I get the nerf when it comes to like being consistent with the rest of the patch, but who was like actually ever using this item? Too potent? At least like buff the conversion to like 50% pierce to physical then it would be an interesting item. What? At least make it like interesting, you know. Finally the mythical Burbage Peacekeeper meta is over. 6-hour TLDR plays, yeah, we're gonna get there. The 6 hours for sure. Chains of Anguish, yeah, he really doesn't like this item being anything above meme tier, I guess. Yeah, rest in peace. Corruptor of Soul set, replace Viscerous bonus with HP for pets. Dawnguard Gauntlets, removed Viscerous. No compensation, rest in peace, Lightning Retail. It's not like rest in peace, but I mean... Wait, who even... Nah, you don't... Did you even like use these on the build? Actually, I don't remember. Dreadnought Footpads, added HP, removed Viscerous. Blade Dancers, Handguards. I really wish like some of these like Nightblade, especially focused items would like get percent armor instead maybe. But I guess I should be happy they're getting anything in replacement. I mean, I think I like just skip over like anything that's like just Viscerous and HP. Like just like always the same, right? Remove Viscerous, added DA, or HP, or nothing even, or like some, I guess, Vitality Resistance on Mythical Blacksty Gauntlets here. It's like the same theme, right? What are the one like good blue gloves called again? The one you use on fire builds? The Obsidian Grasp, I think it's called. Oh, here it is. Oh no, rip double nerf, holy. I mean, they were good. They were definitely good. That's a big oof. You probably still play them, right? Or do you play like Judgment gloves now? But they're like kind of weird too. Like these still have like better attack speed or no? Maybe not. I don't remember actually. Obsidian Grasp. And the skill bonuses are still not bad if you're playing like a demo, for example, right? Flame Touch +2 and Plamper +2. They're still good compared to like Judgment. Fuck, can't write. What are they even called? Gloves. Handguards of Justice. There we go. Yeah. I have a ton more flat fire though now than Obsidian Grasp. Oof. Yeah. Blue items can't ever be good. Ray. Okay, hang on. Maybe they're nerfing all blue items for Fangs of Vastakarn. So that you can then like, you know, use Ishtak on them and Fangs of Vastakarn, who knows. Legendary non-set items. Wait, no. Is there some more interesting stuff here? Not really, right? It's all like just Viscerous stuff. This is like the one that like has something else that's like actually worth noticing here, right, I guess. Obsidian Grasp and like Mythical Obsidian Grasp. At least they got like Chaos Res, the mythical ones, I guess. So it's like... And it's still a big nerf, but at least something in return. Copium, yeah. Bone Scavengers, Death Grips, removed total speed for pets. RIP. This is like Vitality pet nerf, I guess. I mean, maybe fair. They were like the strongest pet build after all, pretty much. Bone Shattered Treads, removed Viscerous. No compensation. Oh, those are like the Vitality boots, right? Yeah, they were pretty darn strong. So maybe no compensation was needed here. Divine Whispers, Ages of Menhir nerf. Madly, of course, like instantly DM'd me and was like, oh shit, maybe because you streamed my build it got nerfed. It's a target nerf for Madly, of course. Yeah, definitely because of that it got nerfed. He's a good builder, but sometimes a bit like too self-centered maybe. Anyway, so the value right now is -42, and now it's down to -60. Ay. That is a big nerf as well. I mean, I feel like this could have been like -50, just like the weapon damage. I think -50 would be like maybe fair, I don't know. But minus 60 is kind of brutal. That seems like maybe a bit too high of a nerf. Like, I would be fine with like minus 50 or something like that. That sounds okay, but honestly, the build didn't even like seem that insane damage-wise compared to some others on the list. I mean, I guess it's a retaliation build, and like retail builds aren't ever like supposed to be like Giga S tier damage-wise, but still. Deathwalker's Grace. Removed visitors with HP, replaced, blah blah. Yay, more Chaos Rest for fire builds, I guess. I mean, actually, Golemborn Greaves is like usable on any build in a way. Mostly demos, I guess. Are people still playing Last Epoch? Of course. Why wouldn't they? The game is great. Mark of Ursuin added HP. Aether Ray buff, let's go. Aether Ray needs like some buffs here and there, and it's getting like some buffs, and that's nice. Aether Reach, damage buff, Morganath Step, replace visitors with HP, makes sense. To be honest, like Morganath set. I mean, this isn't part of the set, right? These are the boots. But it's always been like more armor focused. That's actually a funny thing, like Morganath set in this patch in 1.2.1 is probably gonna be stronger than before, right? Because it doesn't have like much visitors anyway. Like it couldn't lose much. Replace physical resistance with 67? What? Why is 67% physical resistance, pierce resistance? That's such a high number, holy fuck. Yeah, like keep in mind, like pretty much any item that didn't have physical resistance in the first place and like couldn't lose physical resistance is basically buffed in this patch because, well, enemies have less physical damage now, so indirectly they're all getting buffed. All pet builds got butchered this patch. All of them. Did they though? Visitors' shields are more interesting now though as well. I mean, shields in general are more interesting because of block also like being a bit better now. And yeah, I talked about this earlier, right? Like they missed out on nerfing durable, and that needs to be nerfed 100%. Like if they nerf all of this, then durable has to be also like giga nerfed, honestly. Otherwise it's like completely ridiculous, right? Otherwise durable is like completely stupid right now. Anyway. Added fire to cold to blitz and increased cold to 260. With fire to cold to blitz? What kind of fire damage are you adding to blitz in the first place? I mean, there are items, but it seems like a very edge case scenario here. Crown of the Revenant King, reduced vitality damage modifier for Smite. And reduced the Leech, okay. Some Smite nerfs here for vitality damage. Colossal Grasp, removed visitors, has higher regen now. Yeah, I mean, removed visitors here and there. I mean, Mythical Bone Scavenger pet builds got nerfed, yes. But why change physical resistance on both enemies and players now? Items, all the items after so many years. I mean, they are still actively developing their game with like things of Astakar on the horizon. And they just dislike the state of physical resistance right now. That's where they're changing it. Okay, is there like any other like change here, or is it all about resistance? Sky Breach Bulwark, reduced retaliation damage added to attack to Ages of Many to 15%. That is lightning retail ages, right? Sky Breach Bulwark. From 20% Rata to 15% Rata, that is a noticeable nerf, for sure. They actually dislike the whole physical resistance mechanics in Grim Dawn. I mean, it's a stat, right? It's a defensive stat. I don't think there are like many mechanics around it. It's just like a stat. It's like Aether resistance or cold resistance. It's a bit more like complex, of course. That's why you won't post builds, they get nerfed hard. A lot of the pieces which are used by Lee got nerfed here. I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, Lee's basically like a playtester. Has been since like weeks and years. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's also like why Physrus is getting nerfed. Because it's not supposed to be kept. It is supposed to always be like a... I mean, it is gonna stay like more difficult to balance for sure. Because there's always supposed to be like a trade-off between like getting physical resistance and like other stuff. Then just cap it at 40%. I mean, if you just cap it, then it's the same as the other resistances, right? Because then people just get to that number, and then the game has to be balanced around that, A, and B, you kind of like eliminate it from the entire like endgame physical damage calculation, because you just balance around that, and then it's like basically doesn't exist anymore. And then the only thing that do exist for further damage mitigation are armor and block. So then you would increase the value of armor and block even more. That's how rest should work. You cap them in any proper build. What about armor then? Do you want to cap armor too? To like a certain value, and then every single build should have the same armor value too? What about like max rest, and like what about like going over the cap as well on certain builds to like increase your defense? Should that like also not be a thing then? Rep your 89% physical resistance deceiver. Yeah, you probably have to like say goodbye to tons of the other resistances that you have there. Max stress is such a rare stat, it usually applies only to a single damage type. Yeah, physical resistance should be as rare as max stress, maybe. Maybe that's the solution. As a new player, you didn't know about the relevancy of physical resistance as it is on the tab 3. Yeah. I mean, it was originally on tab 3 for a reason, because it was supposed to be like a premium stat you like only care about later on, that you can't get that much anyway. The way you guys prioritize durable on shield is a waste of a prefix. Max rest starts after 80%, whereas for the rest starts at 0. So... It's one of the heaviest nerf patches in Grim history. Yeah, it is the heaviest nerf to enemy monster damage that has ever been in the game. That's true. That is also true. I mean, it's a nerf for players and enemies, and like players are getting like health galore. Like builds have like 5 billion health for it now. I don't know. Does Grim don't have physical damage taken as? No, it doesn't. Is it? I mean, enemy physical damage is being reduced across the board. I don't know the exact numbers yet. I didn't look at the files, but physical damage is by far the most scary damage type on enemies in general, right? So they're getting like their scariest damage type reduced. They keep dying. I mean, if they died before, then maybe it's a skill issue, right? I mean, we'll figure it out, right? We'll play the game today as well. We'll see how it feels. The issue is how the enemy physical resistance gets reduced. Did it? I'll have to check it out. Okay, so more like physical resistance replacements here and there, right? This one has more here instead of Physicalness. This is kind of unlucky nerf as well. Aye. Oh well. Yeah, Rata for Aegis nerf, right? Aether Ray buff. Okay, so overall this patch seems like Shattering Smash nerf, some Smite nerfs, some Aegis nerfs to like the OP Aegis builds, and then Aether Ray buffs, right? And apart from that, pretty much only like Physicalness nerfs or like replacements with like HP or armor or regeneration, with also enemies getting their physical damage reduced. Yeah, and this is like the same here. Oh, Grey Knight actually is getting nerfed. The Grey Knight, eh? From 120% to 100% TDM on Force Wave. Huh. Okay. I still think it's funny how Earth Splitter has extra range on Force Wave. That's still like a bit more weird to me personally. Was Grey Knight OP even? Grey Knight was OP for hardcore bossing, otherwise not so much. This patch isn't live yet. You can play it now if you like go into the playtesting branch. And it's a playtest patch after all, right? If you select properties in Grim Dawn and select playtest branch, then you can play it now. Otherwise, maybe like in a month or so. Legendary set items, I mean, same thing, right? Reduced Physicalness, added some other stats like HP or DA or armor. Dagadon's face guard is getting +1 to all Inquisitor skills though. That's a pretty nice buff to Dagadon's. Also replaced crit damage bonus with 1600 HP. Dagadon hardcore viable confirmed? Maybe? That's insane HP though, what the fuck? On a set bonus? Oh well. I'd rather have the HP be sprinkled in the individual pieces, but okay. Death Guard, reduced Physicalness, reduced Physicalness, added poison bonus. Yeah, all the sets are getting their like Physicalness obviously reduced as well. What, like for example, how much does Death Marked lose here? Death Marked had 16%, now it has 12%. Is that like a lot compared to like the other nerfs? It doesn't seem like that much. Like only -4? Like, the nerfs to sets don't seem that ridiculous so far. Are sets getting even stronger in Grim Dawn? Oh no. Aware. Iskander is losing 5% instead of 4%. Oh wait, no, it's losing 3% actually. This one is losing 2, this one is losing 3. Korba has all of his Fizras gutted. Deserved, I guess. Aye. Okay, instead of 12% Fizras, it now has 14% HP. Replace Fizras with DA on boots. Same for grips. Okay, so basically like, the theme is boots and gloves can no longer have physical resistance, I guess. That's the theme. Arcane Shot of Agravix. Fizras for health. Dude, builds already had like close to 20k HP before this patch. How much HP the build's gonna have now? Like, holy fuck, dude. So much health. Nature's Avenger. Oh, nerf. I mean, yeah. Guess we saw it coming. Health regen on the skill. Nerfed. Fizras nerfed. From what, 12% I guess to 8%? Oh no, from 18% to 8%. That's 10% nerf. That is quite a hefty nerf to Fizras, actually, not gonna lie. Nature's Call Regalia. Hey, what is Nature's Call even? Oh, it's Beast Caller. 6% Fizras nerf here. Sentinel up to 3. From 16 to 14? That's like only a 2% Fizras nerf. Sentinel for 3 is still doing good. However, it did get like a huge nerf when it comes to, for example, like Rata Aegis spam, right? That build seems heavily nerfed right now. Like damage-wise especially not. Like this thing like lost more damage than like tankiness. Honestly, with like the physical damage nerf on enemies, this is probably like even overall like buff tankiness-wise. Cyclone probably is a huge nerf for tankiness. From 15% to 10. Okay, 5% Fizras nerf. It makes sense for this to be lower than Avenger, but yeah, it's still a noticeable nerf. Less physical resistance on skeletons. Lost souls. From 20 to 15. Hopefully they don't keep dying. The Runebinder set. Oh yeah, we gotta check out the new Runebinder set now. Has like a new skill I think now as well. The Runebinder is getting reworked completely. Venom Blade and Vile Pact. Vile Blade loses all of its Fizras. I only had 8% in the first place, I guess. So it's not that much. It's getting HP, it's getting HP. This is mythical. Like, Venom Blade is the low level and Vile Blade is the high level one, right? So like, it's losing 8% HP, but it's losing 8% physical resistance and it's getting 8% HP. Which is probably fine. I mean, it's not even much of a nerf, to be honest. If at all. Might be even a buff. And it's keeping all other stats, like it's keeping physical resistance to like possession and so on, for example, if you're playing Witchblade. It is a nerf? I'm not even sure about that, to be honest. Like if you have 8% more HP, but you take 8% more damage. Wait, that's not true. You don't take 8% more damage, you take more than 8% more damage, right? It's more like you take, I don't know, 20% more damage or 30% more damage, right? Yeah. It's not 8% HP, it's 8% health bonus as well. Yeah, I mean, this is lower than 8% because it's like additive with other percent HP, and then it's like kind of lower than that. And this is like, well, it is 8% physical resistance, but like if you had like, you know, 58 and you go from 58 to 50, then it's like a lot more damage taken than like only 8% more damage. So yeah, it is still a nerf for sure. And I mean, as a hardcore player, I don't think this even needed a nerf, personally. But yeah, I don't know. Softcore set after all. It's the value of like 2 weapon augments. I mean, that's still 2 weapon augments. Still better than nothing, but yeah, it is definitely a nerf. Yeah, you're right. Reduce baseline physicals on pets that had higher than average physical resistance, like Bra, Thorn, Hellhound, and Yeti. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a across the board like slight nerf to like some of them. What do you mean, etc.? What do you mean, etc.? Did they get like higher base armor then to compensate, or just nothing? I guess they were like overperforming maybe. I mean, Hellhound, was Hellhound overperforming? I don't know. Dryad, reduce physical resistance to 3%, makes sense. Huntress, reduce percent HP to 6%. Makes sense, I guess. That's on the bleed devotion, right? Yeah, it's for bleed pets. Bleed pets nerf for tankiness. I don't know. Haven't played pets enough on like the last iteration of 1.2 to properly comment on that, to be honest. Ishtak, here the pets get their physical resistance back. So it's like, if you wanna be like tanky as before with pets, you can still like just play Ishtak, I guess. Shepherd's Crook, reduced HP for pets. Increased shield damage block to 160% on Shield Maiden. Shield Maiden login. Shield Maiden, I think, needs to be a strong devotion. Because otherwise, like, non-soldiers will never use Shield Maiden. I mean, they still might not use Shield Maiden. But the problem with Shield Maiden is that Shield Maiden has been like a weird devotion in my opinion, like for a very, very long time. Because Shield Maiden, on one hand, it like is supposed to be like a shield devotion that like maybe like makes shields better or like enables shields maybe even for like non-shield classes in a way maybe. But at the same time, it has nodes like internal trauma damage and all retaliation damage. Shield block, internal trauma damage, right? So like if you're not playing internal trauma or retaliation, you're like losing damage compared to playing internal trauma or retaliation, right? The problem with Shield Maiden is that shield blocking isn't really good. Well, they buffed shield block in this patch, so that's why. This is interesting, or like more interesting now at least. I mean, it might still not be good yet, but slowly it should be getting to a point where it's worth to pick up more than before at least, or like worth considering maybe. But I don't know, like I personally don't like the damage nodes here that much, because I feel like that makes the devotion a bit awkward for like builds that don't want to use those damage times maybe. But then again, it's also like placed in the top right corner, like with blues and yellows. Maybe there needs to be like another Shield Maiden devotion. Like maybe like, for example, Hyrian needs to be more about shield as well. Like Hyrian could be like the elemental, like Shield Maiden kinda, right? Is it the elemental Shield Maiden though? Like the problem is this is like so deep into like yellow and blue. It's not like super deep, but it is somewhat deep, right? It is a decent investment. It's like 6 points for the tier 2 devotion. It is 6 and 3. I mean, it kind of like sustains itself, right? If you play like Turtle, I guess if you play like Turtle Shield Maiden, right, then it's like sustaining itself, right? And Turtle is like physique requirement reduction for shields, and that's it, I guess. So you could also play Scarab, right? But Scarab is also like retaliation focused. Like Scarab Shield Maiden or Turtle Shield Maiden. I guess the placement of Shield Maiden isn't that bad then. It's still definitely like better for builds that require blues. And if you go like Shield Maiden, right, and you wanna get Hyrian as well, It's actually a bit awkward because like you get more blues, but you already wanna get turtle probably. Maybe you don't wanna get turtle. And you could play something like Lotus. Like you could play this setup, right? And then you get like the remaining like purples and greens, of course. If you wanna like go for elemental shields. But yeah, there's not like much shield stuff otherwise, right? There's 30% in Envire. 40% in Obelisk. But I mean, these are like very heavily catered towards physical builds usually. Or like retaliation as well. I mean, shield block, in a way, like shield block should be great for like retaliation builds, right? Because it should be like the alternative to defensive ability that retaliation builds always want, right? Because you want to get hit. Were these patch notes from? Oh, I'll... Right. Huh? What's wrong with the URL here? Okay, there we go. Here you go. So anyway, Shield Maiden is getting higher damage block, right? To 160%. Currently it has 90... It has 110% right now. It's getting 160%. That is like 50% more. That is quite a bit. It says more damage reduction for bigger blows. I mean, shields used to be better for smaller blows actually, and now they're like equally decent for like bigger blows as well. I mean, either way, in the end, like on like retaliation builds, right? You want shields to be like a thing, to be good, which like caters, yeah, again, like to shield retail builds, I guess. Hmm. Dude, I wish they were like making some new devotions for Fangs of Zendikar, to be honest. Like, I would like to see some more like hybrid devotions, maybe. That like prioritize or like give you the ability to like hybridize certain other damage types better than you can right now. Maybe like some more like variety for like shield stuff and so on as well. That'd be cool. But as far as I know, they're not gonna do more devotions for Fangs of Zendikar. Let's see though. Let us see runes get a buff? Yeah. Turtle replaced physical resistance with 10% armor. This is like back to where it was like years ago, right? It didn't have like armor back in the day. I don't know what value anymore. Might have been lower than that right now. But the proc is still a lot better now than it used to be in the past, so it's good. Would like to see Vitality Resistance Reduction move to a tier 2 or tier 1 devotion. Yeah. New devotions for season 7? Who knows? Probably not. Soldier, military conditioning, increased physique scaling at ultimate ranks to 28% at max ultimate rank. Okay, I mean some additional like incentive to go into ultimate ranks if you want to stack more physique on military conditioning. I don't think this is gonna like change much for like min-maxing in general, but it's nice to have like more incentive to go there if you really want to. Vindictive Flame reduced regen at ultimate ranks. Yeah, the regen here was really strong, and it is getting a slight nerf. Zentai doesn't post the numbers here for some reason, which I think he should, but oh well. Bloodreek, same like slight reduction here to regen. Ultimate ranks. And Aspect of the Guardian is also getting a physical resistance nerf. From, I think it's 18% right now. So it's 10% by rank 12, and it's currently 14% at rank 12, and it's 20% at rank 22, and it's gonna be 15% at max rank. So that is a minus 5% at max rank, a minus 4% at soft cap. That is a nerf. Okay. So you get like 1% per point up to max. And there's no longer a 2% jump at the end. That's how it's gonna be like, probably. I mean, considering all the other nerfs as well, I guess it's a reasonable nerf, maybe? Maybe too much? Dual blades reduce physical resistance scaling with rank to 10/15. So same thing here. That might be a lower nerf actually than Blood of Drieg. Let's see. No, it's like the same numbers, right? It's actually a higher nerf even at high levels. So it's minus 7 at max ultimate and like minus 4 at soft cap. Okay. To be fair, Nightblades at least have armor in their skill tree, right? They at least have armor down here. Not Phantasmal armor, but yeah, that is quite a nerf. Aether Ray, it gets its fire damage increased. On the base skill, I guess. Yeah, I would assume like the fire damage is getting to similar levels as the Aether damage. Shaman, Embodying Presence, reduce physical resistance scaling with rank to 8%/12%. In Shaman tree. So from 12 down to 8 and from 18 down to 12. So it's minus 6 at max and minus 4 at 12. Pet Conjurer is getting a lot squishier overall. Mogdrogan's Pact. Reduced regen at ultimate ranks. Heart of the Wild, reduced regen at ultimate ranks. And also, yeah, all the regen stuff is like getting turned down a little bit. And also, yeah, all the Fizz is getting nerfed a bit into the trees. Aura of Conviction, reduced physical resistance scaling with rank to 10% by rank 12, 15% by max ultimate rank as well. I mean, same thing as with Oath, what's it called? Occultist, right? Yeah, this is 16 and 20. Down to 10 and 15. Okay, interesting. This actually had like a lot of like physical resistance at soft cap for like a lot of like front loaded power and skill points, and now it's like the same as Blood of Drieg. Okay. And then Rune of Hagorat and Rune of Kalastol reduce arming time to 1 second from 1.5 seconds. And as somebody who has played these, or like rather tested these in my own like mod for the season, right, for the season 6 playtesting mod, I did exactly this change like about 3 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, and like I reduced the arming time for both of these from 1.5 to 1 second, and they felt a lot better. And then I also gave the feedback to Zentai, and I'm kind of happy that he also thinks that this seems appropriate. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy 1 second arming time runes, not only in the mod in the season, but also in the official game. That's very nice. In the base game as well. Skeletons are now invincible during the summoning animation. That's a good... That's very fair. Like, the animation of raised skeletons was so fucking slow. Like, it was triggering, honestly. At least they're invincible during this now. That's kind of nice. Could still be lower than 1 second. I tried that as well. The problem is, like, the animation looks really scuffed then. Like, it looks really bad then. Like, visually, I don't think you can, like, reduce it below 1 second unless you change the animation. So like with what they have right now, I think 1 second is the limit, and it looks good with 1 second still. I don't know why the pets even have animation still, others don't. Yeah. Yeah. I wish they also would like speed up the animation maybe a bit, or like have it like scale with like... If the animation would like scale with the skeleton's like speed or something like that as well, it would be nice too, I think. So they like summon, they like crawl out of their holes quicker than they do right now. Resilience, reduce physical scaling to 10/15%. Okay, what they have not nerfed in Oathkeeper, which I think actually needs a nerf, probably, is the... Is Haven's healing effect increase, in my opinion. Like, this is kind of scuffed. At least in my opinion. But I guess we can be happy that like they're not nerfing any more stuff here. Anyway, this is the patch. Short TLDR, right? Short TLDR as always. Now we could change, or I'd rather we can check out the performance of some of these builds that I've been looking at, like checking out the last time in game as well.